forward transmitted by the rods, which is the transmission, the turn-based wheels. So the same principle. He says, no, this is a remarkable, since now they knew, the Zoroastrians knew that fire, what they call fire, was the substance from which all things were made, the son of a Herod. Now note that modern science didn't prove it until 100 years later, until Albert Einstein said that E equals mc squared. In other words, matter is nothing more than energy what? In its lowest state, or bound state. And what happens is, what the atomic bomb says, is that you could take some physical, and all of a sudden, with the right technological stuff, explode the energy that's in that what? And that matter, and you can transform matter back way into what? Back into energy. Energy and matter are interrelated. You can take light and make matter, which is very difficult, but you can take matter and make what? Energy. It's by you burning something, you transform states and conditions. You didn't destroy, you just change states and what? Conditions. So that's what you have here with Zoroastrian. See, it says, note, the remarkable, since modern science just proved about 100 years ago that matter and energy is the same thing. Also at this time, the ancients believed that fire was one of the 5 elements. That's ether, what? Air, water, fire, and earth. It says, for Zoroastrian, fire, Zoroastrian, to worship fire, it was called a symbol. They must have had some kind of revelation that this fire had appeared to them, but didn't tell them who it was and how it was. So they began to start worshiping fire as a what? By representation according to their own what? Imagination. Now, we go to describe a cloud. A cloud is basically defined as a mass of water droplets, ice particles, dust, or smoke suspended in an atmosphere or in outer space. Hence, clouds is the highest visible state of matter with no particular form. This is like into Yahweh in the spirit state that exists without any form, because intelligent wisdom, knowledge, love, beauty, justice, foundation, power, and strength. These are divine attributes. They existed before you had energy or matter.
Right.
See, in other words, you can't have a creation, or you can't invent an object without having some intelligence.
Right.
The intelligence comes first, then comes the object, not the object, then comes the intelligence. So the intelligence and wisdom, knowledge, that exists purely, and then later this Elohistic form and power step forward.
Right.
See, and begin to create what we call in that realm matter and energy in that realm, as we have it here, but of a different state and order. Okay, so he says now. Go through, it says, now Yahweh exists in this pure spirit state. And he's composed of these 9 divine intelligence, knowledge, love, beauty, justice, foundation, power, and strength. These are not all that he is. Right. But these are the 9 primary attributes that constitute, or that's necessary to begin to make the creation, both creation, the angelic and physical. See, as we told you, this is the case. Now, what happens is that the intelligent wisdom knowledge has a process. They can, what we call metamorphosis, or they can change states, or they can change form. It says, now the fiery cloud has the ability to metamorphosis, or change into various what? Forms of states, such as a magnet and change into what? A fly, or a caterpillar will transform to a butterfly. So matter can be manifested in 3 states, gas, liquid, and stock. So you begin to see the transformation. Everything is reflected in characteristics of what? Spirit. And one manifestation of another. We go to the say now, we go on to see. Now, we get to understand now, these gem-like bodies and conditions. I want somebody, I might as well kind of speed this up. Somebody give me, I think it's the 22nd chapter of Revelation, where it starts off, just tell me, in this city, it talks about the city, the gates, and all of a sudden he starts describing these precious stones. So what it shows you is that when we talk about stones over here, they're the same thing over there. There's nothing here that's not where? Over there. See what I'm saying? Everything here, you got all the minerals here, they're over there. But they have a different state or different order that we have. So it says here, that these angelic, so these forms of Elohim, Elohim and the creature, they also have this gem-like body, we told you, and they materialize out of this substance. So what is it? And to fully appreciate the understanding of knowledge of the composition of the body, you have to have some understanding of the precious gems of gold and silver, which are the form of the. In other words, we start talking about gems and silver. We're talking about really in chemistry, atomic elements, and their atoms are in a certain configuration. There was a certain number of electrons, protons, and electrons in a certain configuration that forms each element. But each element is threefold, except for helium is hydrogen.
Hydrogen. Yeah.
But everything is threefold: a proton, a neutron, and an electron, and you just got more of them in that forms these various elements. Now you need that to begin to understand these bodies that we have and how eloistic he operates. So it says, this is when I did the research, I didn't know all gems are minerals and elements that have a particular form and what? Structure. So we look at something like beryl. And he tells you, what is beryl? When a chemist looks at beryl, he looks at the actual chemical what? Composition of it. And what it is, beryl is aluminum cyclosilicate. Says, here's the chemical formula.
Okay, it has a hexagonal form.
It has a hexagon crystal. And it may be very small, or range for several meters inside. Permanent crystals are relative rare. But I said pure beryl is often what? Colors. Now you understand what it describes it. They said when you feel it's both, it's colorless, but frequently tinted by what? Impurities. Possible colors are green, blue, yellow, red, and white. It says the names come from the Greek word beryllius, which refers to precious one.
Wow.
Blue, green, or seawater stone. The term later was adopted as beryl exclusively. That's right.
Right.
Right. So then you can begin to see now. Now look at that.
Beautiful.
Oh, wow. Those different colored barrels.
So those are different colored barrels. See, so they're using the beryl stones to describe this what? This crystal-like body, you know. So it tells you that this body that we have, even the Lucifer got one. See, it's made up of the only way that you can describe it is that in our answer, we can understand it. It looks like these what? Precious what?
Stones.
It looks like those precious stones. So that's beryl. The various colors that we know. Okay, let's talk about sapphire. Let's talk about sapphire. Look at that green. I think it's the whole that said. That's a sapphire stone surrounded by diamonds.
That might be Queen Elizabeth's ring.
What is sapphire? sapphire comes from a Greek word that means sapphirus, and it's given a gem of variety, and it's called corrodon. And it's aluminum what?
Oxide.
It's aluminum oxide. That's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with minerals that Yahweh put together in a chemical, in a structure, atomic structure, to really reflect that's on the other what?
Side.
The side.
The other side.
Right.
Instead of saying, he says, when it is color other than red, in which case the gem,
So a ruby is a sapphire. It's a form of sapphire.
right, a ruby is a form of sapphire.
I didn't know this.
That's what I'm saying. See? Now, these stones were used to describe the Elohistic embodiment.
Right.
His throne. So now the point here is that these precious stones and minerals with different atomic structures are reflected on spiritual what? Attributes that compose these angelic creatures. So in the physical realm, we see there are physical minerals that compose these precious stones. Now in the spiritual realm, there's spiritual minerals. You would call it etheric matter or whatever, which physical minerals are what?
Physical
counterpart. And they're poor counterpart. Because we actually saw the beryl here, and you look at the real thing, you say, well, that's just imitation. A poor imitation. Of it. Now it says here, the Apostle John in his vision states that the heavenly city was composed of 12 what?
Precious stones.
Precious stones and gold. So you understand that he said that gold was translucent. You can't find no gold that's translucent.
Right.
So I'm saying, but that's what he described in that range. See, which this is a real substance. So you can understand why the devil always trying to gather these precious stones into himself. Because he had them once and where? In heaven. And he can't get that back there. Get back there, the real thing. So he's always out here stealing something from somebody else. You see, he causing havoc, that's the Illuminati, trying to gather all that he has because he lost the way.
In heaven.
He lost it in heaven. He's not coming back.